Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers horseback riding, traffic laws, and animal cruelty, and is brought to us by Dreadhead Cowboy's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. In a video posted on August 18th, 2022, an officer from the Cook County Sheriff's Office witnessed equestrian Adam Hollingsworth, who is known in the Chicago area as the Dreadhead Cowboy, riding a horse on the right side of a road located in Cook County, Illinois, and approached him in his cruiser.
What up, brother? I can't stop. I'm traveling, bro. I'm on my way to work. I'm traveling, bro. I can't. I'm running late. I can't, bro. You don't supposed to never cut a horse off. You never cut a horse off. Learn the law. You never cut a horse off, brother. If you hurt my horse, you're going to get sued. Go ahead and hit my horse. Hey. I'm traveling, brother.
I'm telling you to stop.
And I'm detained.
You are detained.
Okay, that's all you had to say. Okay. Why am I detained?
Why are you riding a horse on a
I'm traveling. Why am I detained?
You are detained because you're riding a horse on a public.
Is it illegal?
What?
Is it illegal?
Yes, it's illegal.
Get a white shirt here.
What do you mean a white
Get a white shirt here.
What is your driver's
Get a white shirt.
I need your
I'm not
driver's
giving you
license.
nothing.
I need
Get a
your
white
driver's
shirt.
license. Get off the horse.
I'm not getting off nothing. Get a white shirt.
Off the horse.
Get a white shirt.
So he's refusing to stop when I stop to talk to him.
The officer claims it is illegal to ride a horse on a public street and orders Mr. Hollingsworth to display his driver's license and get off the horse. Although it is fairly unusual to encounter a horseback rider on a public street in 2022, in most states, including Illinois, it is entirely legal to ride a horse on a road. According to the rules of the road published by the Illinois Secretary of State, quote, horseback riders may use public roadways. The exceptions are controlled access highways and most expressways. Likewise, Section 11-206 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes states that, quote, every person riding an animal or driving any animal-drawn vehicle upon a roadway shall be granted all of the rights and shall be subject to all of the duties applicable to the driver of a vehicle, except those provisions which by their very nature can have no application. Under this statute, it is generally legal for an individual to ride a horse on a public road, but according to Section 11-711 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes, the Illinois Department of Transportation may prohibit the use of a so-called controlled access highway by pedestrians, bicycles, farm tractors, implements of husbandry, funeral processions, and any vehicle unable to maintain the minimum speed for which the highway is posted, or other non-motorized traffic, such as horses. If the department determines to ban certain types of traffic on the highway, it is legally required to erect and maintain official signs stating the applicable restrictions. Therefore, as long as the road was not a controlled access highway with properly erected signs, Mr. Hollingsworth was within his rights to ride a horse on it. Additionally, while Section 6-101 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes requires an individual to have a driver's license or permit to, quote, drive any motor vehicle upon a highway in this state, and Section 6-112 states that drivers must display their license upon demand to police officers, no such requirement exists for riding a horse. Although Section 107-14 of Act 5 of Title 725 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes allows a peace officer to, quote, stop any person in a public place for a reasonable period of time when the officer reasonably infers from the circumstances that the person is committing, is about to commit, or has committed an offense, and to, quote, demand the name and address of the person and an explanation of his actions. The statute does not authorize officers to demand a driver's license or other identifying documents during the investigative detention. For this reason, it is likely that a court would conclude that Mr. Hollingsworth was not required to give his driver's license to the officer, even if reasonable suspicion existed to conduct the so-called traffic stop.
Get a white shirt. Get y'all sergeant or lieutenant.
Give me your driver's license.
I'm not giving you nothing. Listen, can I get a sergeant or lieutenant over here? I don't want to talk. I'm traveling. I'm running late from work. I'm traveling, and y'all. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay. Get a white shirt over here. Get a lieutenant over here. Why are we still talking? Y'all don't even know who I am, and y'all want to bother me.
We're trying to find
It don't matter. It don't matter who I am. It don't matter who I am. Y'all detain me for no reason, bro. I'm finna be, y'all gonna let me go in a minute. I'm gonna be let loose in a minute. Don't touch my horse. Don't touch my horse. Yeah, don't touch my horse. You scaring my horse. You scaring my horse. Whoa.
Park the horse.
I'm not parking. I'm parked right now, so what's the problem? Y'all stopping traffic for me traveling, bro? Do y'all know the law? Do y'all know the law? Do you know the law? Y'all finna make a donkey out of y'allself. Y'all don't even know who I am. Y'all listen, I prove cops like you, y'all don't know the law, and y'all just pull people over, wasting my time. Wasting my time for what? You never cut in front of a horse. Learn the law. You never turn your siren going on a horse. You never blow a horn on a horse, because you can start on my horse.
Maybe you shouldn't be on a horse on a public street.
Show me something that says a horse can't be on the street.
Mr. Hollingsworth argues that the law prohibits the officers from cutting in front of a horse or activating their sirens or blowing their horn on a horse. The Illinois Secretary of State's Rules of the Road instructs drivers to, quote, never sound a horn when near a horse or other livestock, as the sound may frighten it and cause a crash, and to meet or pass horseback riders with caution, being prepared to stop. While there do not appear to be any statutes that specifically codify these requirements, Section 11-703 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes states that, quote, a person driving a motor vehicle shall not, in a reckless manner, drive the motor vehicle unnecessarily close to, toward, or near a bicyclist, pedestrian, or a person riding a horse or driving an animal-drawn vehicle. A violation of this statute is a Class A misdemeanor if it does not cause, quote, great bodily harm or permanent disability or disfigurement to another, and a Class 3 felony if it does. Although Section 11-205 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes authorizes emergency vehicles, such as police cruisers, to disregard certain traffic regulations when responding to an emergency call or when in the pursuit of an actual or suspected violator of the law, the general rule is that the traffic code applies to, quote, the drivers of all vehicles owned or operated by the United States, this state, or any county, city, town, district, or any other political subdivision of the state. Additionally, the statute clarifies that even when emergency vehicles are permitted to disobey traffic laws, they are not relieved from, quote, the duty of driving with due regard for the safety of all persons, and are not protected, quote, from the consequences of his reckless disregard for the safety of others. Under these statutes, it is certainly possible that a court could determine that the officer recklessly drove his cruiser unnecessarily close to a person riding a horse when he cut Mr. Hollingsworth and his horse off with his cruiser.
Y'all don't even know the law. Why do they let y'all get these badges and y'all don't know the law? That's not good. Do you know before that was cars, what was transportation?
Okay, we go back to the 1800s.
Before that, listen. Okay, bro. Y'all need to learn the law before when it comes down to horses, man. I have road rights. I'm traveling. As soon as your white shirt gonna get here, he gonna let me go. And you wasted my time. And that's a lawsuit. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. And I'm gonna sue you. And I'm gonna sue your department. Because y'all wasting my time. I'm running late from work. I might lose my job now. And then y'all bringing more. Y'all got about 6. Okay, but y'all got 6 cars now. And then he gonna cut my horse off. He don't even supposed to do that.
My concern was just the horse and traffic.
He putting my... I like what you're saying.
When I first heard it was that I know this busy and I'm concerned about a person being on a horse and we got all this truck traffic.
But it's not illegal though. It's not illegal. He cut my horse off. That animal cruelty right there. And I'm actually...
He wouldn't stop?
No, he didn't tell me if I'm detained. I stopped when he told me I was detained.
Okay.
Until he said I was detained, I was gonna keep going. I pulled over.
Okay.
Did I do right?
Yeah.
Okay. But for him to cut in front of my horse, I wanted to press charges on him, animal cruelty.
Alright, here's our sergeant right here. Well, that's what I told him. I said my concern was just that be on the roadway.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
It was just that he's in this traffic. Yeah. I don't know what happened with this. Yeah. I know my concern.
Now he's cool.
Being in traffic.
But the officer right there, he actually cut my horse off, and my horse actually clipped itself. Tell him he don't supposed to do that.
Yeah, can I introduce myself?
No, you good, brother. Thank you, Sarge. Thank you. Hey, listen, write that ticket. Write your ticket. I got you, boss man. I apologize, man. But him right there, he bogus. He bogus. I'm going back for him because he don't supposed to cut my horse off. He don't put. That's actually animal cruelty because my horse clipped itself when he just did that.
Mr. Hollingsworth claims that the officer who cut his horse off with the cruiser committed animal cruelty because the horse, quote, clipped himself. It appears that Mr. Hollingsworth is referring to a form of interference, which is the technical term for when a horse's hooves collide with one another or with its legs. Clipping, also known as brushing, is a type of interference where the left and right feet strike each other, and even a single instance of interference can potentially cause injury to a horse. The Humane Care for Animals Act, which is codified in Act 70 of Title 510 of the Illinois compiled statutes, prohibits cruelty to animals and creates several different crimes involving the abuse and neglect of animals. For instance, Section 3.02 states that, quote, no person may intentionally commit an act that causes a companion animal to suffer serious injury or death, and classifies a violation of the statute as a Class 4 felony. And Section 3.03 defines the Class 3 felony offense of animal torture as knowingly or intentionally subjecting an animal to extreme physical pain that is motivated by an intent to increase or prolong the pain, suffering, or agony of the animal. Section 3 also requires that, quote, each owner shall provide for each of his or her animals a sufficient quantity of good quality, wholesome food and water, adequate shelter and protection from the weather, veterinary care when needed to prevent suffering, and humane care and treatment. However, the statute that is most likely to apply in this situation is Section 3.01, which makes it a Class A misdemeanor for any individual to, quote, beat, cruelly treat, torment, starve, overwork, or otherwise abuse any animal, or for the owner of an animal to abandon it, quote, where it may become a public charge or may suffer injury, hunger, or exposure. Although the statute does not identify a required mental state for an individual to be convicted, under Section 4-3 of Act 5 of Title 720 of the Illinois compiled statutes, an individual must act intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly in order to be convicted of an offense where the statute does not prescribe a particular mental state. Although it is possible that Mr. Hollingsworth's horse could have been injured by any clipping that was caused by the officer cutting them off with his cruiser, given the statutory definitions of animal cruelty, it seems unlikely that a court would find the officer's actions rose to a criminal level, absent any evidence that the officer was attempting to injure the horse, or at the very least knew his actions could place the horse in danger of being injured.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had your horse at Fairview
This
for
one.
a while.
This one.
They gave you back?
This one.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't illegal.
Would you right now?
It ain't illegal.
I tell people there's a lot of livestock laws still in Chicago.
Listen.
Like you can drive a herd of cattle down the middle of State Street.
Listen, horse got right away over car and pedestrian. Hey, Sarge, can I make a complaint on that officer right there, man? He cut my horse off. Okay, I got you. I can leave? Okay, y'all have a good one. All right, boss man, appreciate it, man. Good dude right here, y'all. I got you. Y'all see him cut my horse off? That's animal cruelty right there. And I'm not done with it. I'm going back and I want to press charges on him.
After the interaction, Mr. Hollingsworth was allowed to leave and continue to ride his horse on the road. It is unclear whether Mr. Hollingsworth has taken any legal action or filed an official complaint regarding the incident. Overall, the Cook County officers who initially stopped Mr. Hollingsworth get a C- for falsely claiming it was illegal to ride a horse on the road, illegally detaining Mr. Hollingsworth for doing so, and demanding that Mr. Hollingsworth display his driver's license when he was not required to do so because he was riding a horse. Although I understand that the officer likely does not encounter horses on the road on a regular basis, there is no justification for an officer not knowing the law and subjecting a citizen to an illegal detention because of their ignorance. The officers also maintained a hostile and condescending attitude toward Mr. Hollingsworth, and it's easy to see why he wanted to file a complaint. On the other hand, the officers who responded after Mr. Hollingsworth was detained, particularly the lieutenant, get an A for agreeing that Mr. Hollingsworth was legally authorized to ride his horse on the road, maintaining a professional and friendly demeanor throughout, and quickly addressing Mr. Hollingsworth's concerns about the officer who cut him off. In many of the interactions that we have reviewed on this channel, we have seen backup officers and supervisors arrive on the scene after an interaction has already begun and blindly support the detaining officer's positions, even when they lack merit and are verifiably inaccurate. This encounter was a refreshing departure, and I applaud these officers for their willingness to disagree with their colleagues. Mr. Hollingsworth gets an A for maintaining a calm and respectful demeanor through the interaction, refusing to provide his driver's license when he was not required to do so, and repeatedly attempting to educate the officers on the legality of riding a horse on the road. Although Mr. Hollingsworth may have overestimated the extent of traffic laws involving horses and animal cruelty, he demonstrated a clear understanding of his legal road rights and refused to back down when faced with multiple officers claiming he did not have them. I commend Mr. Hollingsworth for his fortitude, and I hope that the officers involved in this encounter walked away with a better understanding of not only the state's traffic laws, but also the types of behaviors that can be dangerous when horses are involved in a traffic stop. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.